Becca Neeson coming to you from Fem Cycle Collab for a ZRL Recon on Waisted 8 coming up on January 14th, 2025, and it's a TTT course. I'm going to go over a few reminders on TTTs, then the course notes, which again, if you would like them, I'm happy to send them, but I'm a Luddite, so I gotta send them by DM. Just let me know where you want them sent. So here's the course. You know I like VeloViewer, but for this course, the course is really long and VeloViewer makes it look like there's nothing going on. Not that there's that much going on, but there's more than VeloViewer shows. So here's the course. It's 30.9 kilometers with just 144 meters of climbing. You can choose any bike, but the Cadex is amazing. And if you can afford it, I would do it. And the Aero helmet can't hurt, so slap it on. Look super cool. Makes anyone look pro, no matter how fast you're going. This course is going to take anywhere from about an hour to 40 minutes for the fastest fasties. So I hope to be somewhere in the middle there, in the B's. So I do have a race song recommendation because I've done over 110 TTTs since I started racing, and I love them. And some people have said that there's too many TTTs in the ZRL lineup, but I disagree because I love them each and every time. So my recommendation for a song is Still Into You by Cyril and Mary Jo. Go look it up. It's also a great song, so it'll keep you through the course. So the course starts out in downtown. You head up out of the beach, and then you take a right and you go towards the volcano. So you can see that the Jarvis KOM reverse is pretty much the biggest climb you're going to hit on the entire course. And then there's another climb right here, which is up into the Saddle Springs area from the tunnel, and we'll go over that in the course notes. So right around a kilometer is when you turn from the climb off the beach to the volcano. This is one of those spots that I have kind of reiterated time and time again, where when you're going over an ascent into a descent and you have people on the back who are resting, they should be in zone 2, maybe zone 3 if they're on the back of a TTT. They need to push hard to get over that cap, or they'll lose speed regrouping. The whole group will lose speed as you collect. So you don't want that. So as you go over the climb, when your first rider gets over, your first rider either needs to ease, or you need to encourage the women at the back to push into the descent. That will help you to get back up to speed really fast and keep you from losing any seconds to your competitors. From there, you're going to go over to the volcano and through the middle of the volcano. You're going to descend out of the volcano at around 3 kilometers. And as you drop down, these are these spots that when you hit the bottom of a descent and you're riding faster than your average speed, I would just try to encourage you to maintain that high speed for about a minute if you can, through jostling, through free speed, through anything but burning extra matches, which is what you don't want to do. From there, you're going to head over to the island and you're going to go towards the Jarvis KOM reverse. So that is the shorter, pitchier side. It starts at about 4.3 kilometers, but it's very draftable for the most part. There's only 2 kickers that you need to be aware of, 4.8 and then 5.5. So recommendation from Alice Lethbridge, who is, everyone who knows her, great tactician, is to put your second best rider on the front and reserve your fastest TTTer and your fastest climber, I guess just fastest climber, till you get over the top, and that person can be a gap closer. So if anybody starts to drift to the back or off the back, that person can fill in and help pull them back. And then once they get over the top, they can help get everyone back up to speed. So right around 5.1 kilometers, as it starts to level off, have that woman pull to the front and start getting everybody up to speed. And then again, as you get through the banner at 5.7 kilometers, have that strongest climber move to the front and pull on the downhill because she probably has some extra juice. So let her go. That descent's going to take you through 7.6 kilometers. So remember to protect your riders who are suffering at that point. It's really too early to drop a rider. And so you want to try to keep them on as long as you can. From there, it's pretty flat until you get to the Dirty Cipressa. That's the climb up to the Italian villas. That's on dirt, and it can slow you down more than you think. So you want to watch your gaps around the corners, and you can go through as a group if you want. You don't really need to worry about everyone being in line there, but you do want to protect anyone who's suffering. So you're going to get through the dirt climb, and then you're going to keep going up for just a bit. And then you have one of those other points on the course where you're going to go from an ascent to a descent. And what I said before still holds. So have your riders in the back push through to get up to speed going downhill. From there, you've got the descent to the ocean floor, to the tunnel. And these are one of those points of free speed, just like the descent out of the volcano, where you want to watch gaps, but also you want to try to just use what free speed you can get. So then you're going to be in the tunnel until about 15.6 kilometers. This is probably the longest climb on the course, from 15.6 kilometers to 17.4. You have a short, steep climb from the tunnel, followed by a longer, shallow climb to get to the top of the Saddle Springs area. And remember to either protect those who are suffering or to tactically drop a rider there. That's far enough through the course that if someone wants to take that one, then they can do a strong pull and then sign off and fall off the back. So after you descend to the desert, you pretty much have it flat from 18.1 through 29.8 kilometers. There are little ups in the oasis where you want to try not to slow down. And this is one of those spots that I think if you have the ability, then you can kick it up by 1 kilometer per hour. If you guys are feeling comfortable, pick it up by 1 kilometer an hour and maybe a second if you are feeling really good. And just remember to have a long line. So your best draft is not snugged in right behind the rider in front of you. It is just a little bit of a gap between the wheel. When you get that notice that you need to close the gap, is actually ironically the best place to sit, because if everybody is that distance, you get a lot of rest in the back. So I will say that if you aren't comfortable with that and you get too close and your avatar starts to shift out to the side, that's a sign that you are not drafting. So the whole idea of a TTT is to group think and save energy until you get on the front. So have a plan for that. If you can practice, that's great. I realize that there's limitations in the game practicing on TT bikes, but you can always practice moving through to the front, pushing from position 2 to position 1. You can always practice that, and it's pretty much the same on TT bikes or road bikes. You want to try to not slow down on the front. You want until the person is past you, so your rider 2 can accelerate and move into position 1 smoothly, and then the rider who was in position 1 can fall to the back. So you can practice that outside of the TTT format. You can also practice your communication skills, because it's really important to know if someone's suffering. And I know a lot of people say they don't want other people to hear them heavy breathing, but everyone loves to hear it. It's inspiring. And you're doing it together and you're forming bonds. So just do it. And the last thing I want to mention is from 27.4 kilometers through 29.8 kilometers, there is a longer stretch where there's a slight descent. It's not a large descent, slight descent. So if you want to kick your kilometers per hour up another notch, then this is a point where you can do that. And maybe even if you have all your riders, that could be another spot where you can have a person take a strong pull and then tactically drop them, or stay together all through the finish. That's my personal preference. And you have that turn at 29.8 where you're going to go from a descent to an ascent. So remember, you will bunch there. And if you want to just have your back riders move through around the corner and move into the front, then they could use that free acceleration in that turn. So the finish line is at 30.9 kilometers, and good luck. There are lots of good tools and tactics on Zwift Insider, and Jen Miraz's article on Zwift Insider was perfect because I think a lot of her recommendations talk about that group tactic of don't slow down, watch your pinch points, use the descents, and don't be an individual in a race that is really all about your team. So go have fun, go enjoy each other, and celebrate each other at the end. That's also key. So I'm going to attach the recording of the recon on the back of this, and good luck.